I came home from work one day. It's, in the summer. It's hot. Rushing in, I go in, sit at my computer, start working as I do, blah, 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 ticka, 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 ticka. And then I look over into my bookcase. In the middle of the bookcase, the area has been cleaned out. No more, the books that normally were there are not there. What is there, however, is the severed head of Buddha. Now, strange, you say. Well, it's a statue, clearly, but it is no doubt the severed head of Buddha. And I look at it and I think, severed head of Buddha in my bookcase. Then I think some more and I think, I have an idea. I think I know where that came from. I think I know what's happened here. So I go out on the deck, and as I go outside, there are gardens. We live in Santa Rosa, California. You know, the Luther Burbank lived there. Everything grows there. It's fabulous. So my wife at the time, no longer my wife, but she was, and is still a terrific gardener, and she has the all-time green thumb, and if she touches it, it grows and grows a lot. So the gardens look fabulous. I stopped to admire them for a second. Anyway, the story with her is I bought a few years ago. I decided I can garden too. So I bought a tomato plant, which I'm going to put on the deck. The tomato plant is in a pot. It has that ridiculous green stick that's ubiquitous. No one knows what it is. It has a little yarny thing with a Bob's Big Boy tomato and a tomato plant. So I put it on the deck, and it immediately begins to fail. So I did some stuff, failed more. I said to my wife, "Can you look at this?" And she says, "Sure." So she takes the stick out and looks at it and handles it. She looks at the tomato plant. She does the soil. She says, it needs more water or less water. It needs calcium, less calcium. It needs vitamin Z, whatever tomatoes need. And I said, okay. So I tried something for a while, and tomato promptly dies. So I forget about it, man. About 3 months later, it's fall, and I think I'm going to throw this sucker out. So I pull the stick out, and I look at it, and it was like, the stick has started to sprout leaves, that little green, ridiculous stick. And I think, oh, I know. My wife touched it. So without telling her, I take the stick, I plant it outside on the deck, not on the deck, but in the ground by my front door. Come Christmas time, the stick blooms into a huge, beautiful, full flowering poinsettia plant. For years, we got flowers, we got wreaths, we got this beautiful poinsettia. When people came to visit for the holidays, I'd take them out back, I'd lift up the leaves, and there on the stalk of the poinsettia is the yarn circle with Bob's Big Boy tomatoes on it. That's a green thumb. So anyway, the yard looks terrific. I go out, and in addition to plants, she has statuary. Now, out in the garden is a statue of St. Francis, patron saint of animals. On the deck is Buddha, and I had noticed that Buddha was just a little bit higher than St. Francis, just a little bit. We're sort of in the house. There's a statue of Jesus. There's a picture of Joseph Smith. I'm from Utah, and I want to be theologically fair. It's like theological insurance. Who knows? Maybe one of the truths in there somewhere. So I go out. I have Buddha's severed head. I have some glue. I glue Buddha's head back on, and then I look over at St. Francis. And St. Francis has a barely, but nonetheless perceptible, self-satisfied smile. Just a little, and he's thinking, I think, you mess with me, I cut off your head.